The issues surrounding plagiarism can often be confusing and misunderstood, possibly resulting in fear, frustration, or confusion for students. This seminar, to your credit, using the words and ideas of others correctly, is intended to address your questions and your concerns regarding plagiarism and academic integrity. The seminar title avoids the word plagiarism and uses instead to your credit. So how does crediting properly credit you? This seminar is called To Your Credit, using the words and ideas of others correctly. Now, the reason I called this seminar To Your Credit is my belief is if you credit properly, if you quote properly, if you summarize properly, if you paraphrase properly and appropriately, it will credit you. Okay? We often worry when it comes to plagiarizing about don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. My view is if you do the things properly, you don't worry about plagiarizing, you know how to use the sources. So I want to talk about a couple ways how crediting properly actually credits you. First of all, it strengthens your position. If I use sources correctly, I might have an idea, but I've supported it. I provided references from other people who have maybe more education than I do, have more experience than I do, have greater research than I do. So my position becomes stronger when I use references or sources appropriately. Secondly, it shows the research and reading that I've done. If I don't reference people, if I don't cite people, if I don't quote people, how's anybody going to know if I've done my reading? So by referencing people, by citing people, by quoting them, paraphrasing, summarizing them, I have in fact said, look, I have this idea, but look at all this support I've got, and look at all the research and reading I've done. Thirdly, it shows your ability to integrate others' words and ideas. That integration, again, can occur through quoting, summarizing, or paraphrasing, but I'm showing you my ability. Look, I use an authorial tag according to Dr. Jones, and then I give Dr. Jones ideas. I use a quotation, I reference it properly, I'm showing my instructor, I'm showing my readers, I can integrate other people's ideas with my own. Fourthly, and to me this is very important and a little bit abstract, it shows my level of engagement and involvement in the academic process. If all I do, for example, is copy everyone's ideas into my paper, there's no engagement, there's no thought, there's no real academic rigor. But when I bring other people's work into my own, and I show you I've understood it through summarizing it, I've understood it through paraphrasing it, then you know I've been engaged as a researcher, and I'm going to engage you as a reader. So I'm involved in the academic process. I'm not just merely a conduit taking one person's information, passing it on to you. I'm taking their information, integrating it with my own thinking, and passing on my thinking with other people's thinking to my reader. So this shows a high level of engagement and involvement. Lastly, it shows respect. It shows respect for other people's words and ideas, and it shows respect for the concept of intellectual property. Okay? So when I acknowledge the referencing, quoting, citing, tags, I'm letting people know, you know what? This person said this. This person had this idea. They're not all of my ideas, they're other people's ideas. I'm showing respect. And as I show respect, my own work will gain respect. So once again, the point is, if I do all of these things appropriately and properly, I'm going to get good grades because I'm showing my instructors, I'm showing my readers all of these things that ultimately will credit me.